So how would I approach an FPV project for a client, let's say? First of all, you need to start with a lot of prep work. Ideally, I would go to the location beforehand, scout it, and see what are the best avenues I can take as an FPV pilot, what things I want to highlight, where can I position my models, etc. Some of my favorite spots are forests, mountains, waterfalls, and just in general good-looking landscapes. And if you're looking for a way to spice up your footage, you can always include people, which will interact with the environment and help the viewer stay more focused. However, you need to be aware that they have to give you permission first to fly near them. Another thing that I always try to look out for are holes, windows, doorways, anything that I can fly the drone through to make the footage really exciting. The closer you fly to objects will generally produce better footage, but if you're a beginner, I would start off a little bit higher and then gradually go down lower and lower to the ground. Another thing that you always need to make sure to bring with you is a lot of batteries, because these things don't last very long. A regular battery like this one would fly for about 3 to 5 minutes depending on how fast you go. You also need to remember to take good care of your batteries and discharge them when they're not in use to not shorten their lifetime. While filming, I always try to make sure that everybody is aware of the drone at all times. To record footage on an FPV drone, you would generally use a GoPro camera attached to the top of the drone. Since FPV drones are generally quite shaky, you will need to find a way to stabilize your footage. If you have a newer GoPro model, you can use its in-body stabilization called Hypersmooth. However, for the best results, I would recommend getting stabilization software called Real Steady Go. It is paid, but it is definitely worth it. So back to the drones that I would recommend. Either you can go with the DJI FPV drone, but if that's too expensive for you, I would probably recommend going with a cheaper analog drone, where you can really learn the drone itself first, and then you can step up to a more expensive drone. The basic list of things that you will need to start flying FPV is the drone itself, a radio controller, goggles, and ideally some sort of a camera that you can attach to the top, like a GoPro, and tons of batteries. There are a couple of tools that are very handful for flying FPV. One of them is, for example, this one, which allows you to quickly switch propellers while on location.